Okay, I think I should go first, but only to just repeat what Eunice said. The vaccines, when they first came out, there were so many people who said, no, I'm not taking it. I'm not being an early adopter. But the way that things panned out, a generation above mine was the first to be offered it. So I'm not going to be ageist. I'm just going to say, if you know that you had the vaccine fairly early in the year, by all means, share your experience.
Yeah, well, I must be one of the oldest then that had the vaccine.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
I'm not. Oh, then I bow to your your wisdom, sir. There are many reasons why I had it. I did some research. I looked at vaccines throughout the ages. I looked at, and spoke to my siblings, my sisters, who are in the nursing profession. Some of my family who are doctors, and got a view. But I also got a view from those in the family who are of the Christian persuasion and are devout Christians, and got their view as well. But I came to my own conclusion that if I didn't do it, then I would be, what kind of example would I be setting for my son, and for my siblings, and just generally for my culture? I understand totally the lack of trust that Black and brown people have within the UK when it comes to the NHS or the way that they've been treated. I can be the first to put my hand up and say that I've not been treated always fairly when it comes to the NHS. However, I've been blessed that I am in this country. One, I'm old enough to remember what it was like when the polio epidemic was drawing to an end. I'm old enough to remember being in a hospital room, hospital bed and oxygen tent, beside two children who were in iron lungs. And this was before polio, when polio was an epidemic across the world. And they brought in the vaccination for that. And yes, people seem to forget that we've been here before, with the naysayers and the anti-vaxxers and the bad publicity or the wrong information. So putting all that aside, I said to myself, you know what? In for a penny, in for a pound. I'm not listening to Donald Trump's rubbish and his supporters. I'm not listening to what's coming out of Russia or India or any other place. I'm listening to the science, and I'm listening to my heart. And my heart said, and my brain said, take the vaccine. And I have no regrets. I've had both vaccines now. And those of you who've seen my videos, I have videoed both events in order to put it out there for everybody to see. Yes, I don't agree with a lot of the things that the government did and a lot of ways that the government handles things, but we have to say this is the first time the government or this world has been under such, well, what can you call it? An event. We knew this event was going to happen at some stage in our lives. It happened. We're dealing with it. This is the new cold. This is the new flu. This is the new normal. And I'm glad I've had the vaccine.
Yes, well, when I heard about this corona and what it's been doing in other countries, including England, and I see how so many people on internet and WhatsApp, you name it, are giving so many a reason why you shouldn't take it because of what it does or what they use and so on. it looked almost convincing to say, keep away from it. But then it happened before, that things that many of us don't know about, but it happened in America, where they try to get rid of Black people in putting poison or whatever it is in water, and trying to get rid of people in Africa in all different ways. But you don't hear it forecast, but you're behind the scene, you read it and you know about it. And then when I look and see that, as far as I'm concerned, at first I said maybe they were trying to do something to get rid of Black people, but it got out of control and it affects everybody. So they have to find some remedy to cure it. And so when they start to give the vaccine to white, Black, you name it, including the Queen and the Prime Minister, and they were still alive, they're still walking, and just said, well, you know something, it's important to take it, because I believe that God have a way of doing things, and this pandemic happened for a reason. And I got a letter, and well, it was an email, but I never realized it was there until I received a letter about this vaccine. And then it was in January, and when I rang up, they said, yes, you can go to the chemist in town, or you could go to the cathedral's house, that is near you. And they gave me 2 dates, one to go for the first and for the second. And so I went in January and got the first, and it was just like a flu job. And the effect of it was none, Actually, it was even easier than a flu job. And the second one was in April, and I got it, and it's no big deal.
Yeah.
My wife have hers different times, and it don't affect us. And as far as I'm concerned, there are so many reports about what happened, and they even show some picture of people took it and shaking all over the place and so on. I just said, well, Father, I'm taking this because we've been told that it's right to do so. I pray in Jesus' name to make it right, and I'm okay. So if I was to give any instruction or advice, I would just say, in the long run, it's better if you take it, because you might happen that you want to travel or go into some place and they said, have you take your vaccine? Can I see the certificate, please? And if you don't have it, then you can't go in, and you might blame it on Dualsa, but at the end of the day, if you haven't got it, you can't get in. So it's just like the Jamaica passport. When it came out first, not the passport, the citizenship, they said that we should get it. You can get a dual passport if you want, and so on. It took a long time for me to get it, but I got it, and there are many people who haven't received, and they found it really caused them a lot and lot of problem and trouble. But you know something, for a peaceful life, if you have something to do and it's right to do, just go for it.